I will love you till I die. Part 1. When Anand came home that night as his wife Neetu served dinner, he held her hand and said, I have got something to tell you. She sat down and ate quietly. Again he observed the hurt in her eyes. Suddenly he didn't know how to open his mouth. But he had to let her know that what he was thinking. I want a divorce. He raised the topic calmly. She didn't seem to be annoyed by his words. Instead, she asked him softly, Why? Anand avoided her question. This made her angry. She threw away the spoon and shouted at him, You are not a man. That night they didn't talk to each other. She was weeping. He knew she wanted to find out what had happened to the marriage, but he could hardly give her a satisfactory answer. With a deep sense of guilt, he drafted a divorce agreement which stated that she could own their house, their car, and 30% stake of his company. She glanced at it and then tore it into pieces. The woman who had spent 10 years of her life with him and had become a stranger? He felt sorry for her wasted time, resources, and energy, but he could not take back what he had set for the love some other girl named Reena so dearly. Finally, Neetu cried loudly in front of Anand, which was what he had expected to see. To him, her cry was actually a kind of release. The idea of divorce, which had obsessed him for several weeks, seemed to be firmer and clearer now. The next day he came back home very late and found her writing something on the table. He didn't had supper but went straight to sleep and fell asleep very fast because he was tired after an eventful day with Reena. When he woke up, she was still there at the table writing. He just did not care, so he turned over and was asleep again. In the morning, she presented her divorce conditions. She didn't want anything from him but needed a month's notice before the divorce. She requested that in that 1 month they both try to live as a normal life as possible. Her reason for these conditions were simple. The son had his exams in a month's time and she didn't want to disrupt him with their broken marriage. This was agreeable to him, but she had something more. She asked him to recall how he had carried her into their bridal room on their wedding day. She requested that Every day for the month's duration, he carried her out of their bedroom to the front door every morning. He thought she was going crazy. Just to make their last days together bearable, he accepted her odd request. He told Reena about Neetu's divorce conditions. She laughed loudly and thought it was absurd. No matter what tricks she applies, she has to face the divorce, she said scornfully. To be continued in part 2. Coming soon. Subscribe for part 2 video.